Today on John's Top 5. We're going to be asking Mitch Minto with Optimal Body Nutrition. His company is a startup, but it's doing things uniquely in the health and fitness arena. We're here today just to ask some questions and find out what he does.
Yeah, well, first of all, thanks, John, for having me on. I really appreciate your time. Like you said, my name is Mitch, and I do one-on-one and corporate health coaching for large businesses, one-on-one individuals. Yeah, so specifically what we do is we take a holistic look at everybody's lifestyle factors. We look at their diet, their sleep, their activity level, and then we also look at how many kids they have. Are they married? Are they not married? Are they in school? Are they, are they company owners themselves? Right. So we really take a holistic look to meet everybody where they're at in order to get them to where they need to go in their health and fitness.
Why do you think it is so difficult for so many to be healthy?
I think it boils down to information. You can't spend 30 minutes on Instagram without seeing conflicting views on health and nutrition education, whether that's how we should eat, how we should exercise, what our sleeping, patterns should be like, what our personal hygiene, like things like that. And you have all of these influencers making a ton of money because they probably, and most of these guys at one point probably took a lot of performance enhancing drugs. And so they've got these amazing physiques. You scroll on your phone and you see some guy talking about carnivore and you're like, well, he does carnivore, he looks like that. If I do carnivore, I'll look like that. And there's just a slew of misinformation by people who aren't experts in the field. The thing about health and fitness is the things that work, they're not sexy, right?
Next question. If I were to sign up with you today, what would my journey look like? What is your role in that journey? And
first thing, John, is I just want to know more about you as a person.
All right.
What's your why? Have you ever read the book Starting with Why by Simon Sinek? So I think that's great. And starting with, well, first of all, why are you contacting me in the first place? Because what I find is that people who come to me that don't have a strong why, they typically don't succeed. I could give you all the accountability, all the resources, all of the consulting that you need in order to be successful. But if your why isn't strong enough, it's not going to bear up to everything that you have to do moving forward. And so that's typically the first question that I ask people. Number one, what is your why? And then if you're married or have kids, what does your support system look like?
Okay.
Is this something that you are taking on alone? Because a lot of times what I find is I work with a lot of couples. And I'm not hating on my guys out there, but what I find is that when I'm working with a married couple or a boyfriend, girlfriend, it's so funny that the woman in every instance is the one who's very gung-ho, very, babe, let's do this, let's be healthier. And it's always the guy that I feel like it feels like pulling teeth trying to get them to do like one little thing after the other. So number one, obviously your why, but also your accountability and your support system. You've got to want this thing and you've got to have people around you that are going to help you get there. Next, we take a look at, okay, what is your job? Do you have kids? What are your time constraints? How long do you spend at the job? Do you have 3 kids that are in 3 different sports and you got to like tag team, partner, parent, like trying to get them to practices and things like that. And so once I feel like I have a holistic view I can peer into John's life and go, okay, let's start attacking low-hanging fruit. And that's what we do. No pun intended. We actually start with a fruit and vegetable goal. So that is typically the first step into getting people working with me, is something that is called the 800-gram challenge. Now this isn't mine, but underneath one of the ladies that I do a masterclass with, she coined this, and it stemmed from a research, a meta-analysis that was done in 2017 that said that at about 800 grams of fruits and vegetables, which is about 6 cups a day, we saw a 30% decreased risk in all-cause mortality, cardiovascular disease, cancer risk decrease, stroke risk decreased, and I feel like that's kind of the missing link for a lot of people is what's missing from our diet. And for most Americans, that's just higher food quality. Let's not remove anything from your diet, because most people are like, well, I'm not going to eat sugar, I'm not going to do this. It's like, no. Let's add something to the diet. And so that I would start with a fruit and vegetable goal.
I need 6 cups of fruit today. What does that look like?
If you try and get super nuanced with it, right? It is 6 cups of fruits and or vegetables. You can do all fruit, you can do all veggies. People always ask me, well, what's the best fruit and vegetable to eat? And, you know, I always tell them the ones that you'll eat, right? The ones that you'll eat.
That's honestly,
Exactly.
well, I don't know which ones I would eat, but
I tell people, if you want 400 grams of bananas every single day, go for it.
Yeah.
Go for it. It's not going to kill you.
So I've got 6 cups of fruits and vegetables. Do you prefer colors, like it needs to be green? What's a healthy mix that you would fix for yourself?
I mean, me personally, just making things really, really simple. You know, 3 cups of fruit, 3 cups of veggies. Choose the 3 that you like. Try and implement some variety every now and again. One thing that I tell clients is, hey, shop seasonal. That's when it's going to be best. If you, whatever fruit or vegetables are seasonal, get those during that season. And then if you want to move on, move on. But I think the thing with people is like trying to make it as easy as possible.
Cooked or uncooked?
Cooked, canned, frozen, fresh. The only thing that I don't have people do is dried, because typically when they dry the fruit, you remove a lot of the water, a lot of the fiber, which is actually what's in the fruit and vegetables that we're trying to get that's going to make you feel fuller.
Okay.
And so that's a good thing about fruits and vegetables is they're low calorie, but they're very dense. And so they make you feel a lot fuller. And typically when you have more fruits and veggies, you'll eat less of the other things and you'll lose weight.
Okay. What is it that holds people back from accomplishing their health and fitness goals?
I think it's accountability.
Okay.
I think it's accountability. Most people know what they need to do. Most people don't have somebody walking them through how to actually implement it. And that's where I feel like I can come in and make a difference, is by taking a look at your life, where you're at. Hey, let's establish the low-hanging fruit, one step at a time. Let's just check mark each habit as we go throughout this thing to create a better, healthier version of you.
Excellent. Now, accountability. How do you hold me accountable?
One of the things that I do with my people is I give them pretty open access to me. My thing is I really want to be relational with people. I'm a relational person. I'm not transactional. I'm not just trying to take your money, make you fitter and leaner so you can be healthy. That's great. But if I could see change, one of the things that I think health is so important is because I think it is the nucleus of your life, right? You can look at somebody who has a healthy lifestyle and then everything out of that is going to bear fruit, no pun intended, right? And so when I can see change socially, emotionally, relationally in other people because of their health and fitness, like, man, that's so much more beautiful journey.
Okay, Mitch, I'm almost 60 years old. You're not, okay? You're awfully young. But I bet you've got some experience that you can bring to the table. Can you share with us what those kinds of things are?
Yeah. Well, I guess let me back up a little bit. Growing up, I've kind of always been in the health and fitness industry. I played football, I played basketball. I got into working out when I was 15 years old, and then just kind of did what most other high schooler knuckleheads did and just kind of partied and didn't really care about that for a little bit. I revisited that back when I got to college, just got around some really good community. And ever since then, I really just wanted to build my own health and fitness, but then I started to see the problems that other people were having, especially later on in their life with their own health and fitness, and just the little tweaks that they could make, the little changes that could really help them be the best version of themselves. And I just was like, I want to do that. I want to help people with their health and fitness. And that's kind of what sparked my why. A little bit deeper into my why would be, so my father, he's 60 as well, and my entire life he's been, unhealthy, he's been overweight, he's got a slew of medical problems. And last year I just kind of threw my hands up. I was like, Dad, you're working with me. Like, he retired. I was like, you're working with me. We're gonna get you healthy once and for all. And he worked with me for 6 months, and he lost 40 pounds, and he went from taking 9 different medications to a half dose of 2. And that little period in my mind was so pivotal, because it clicked for me that if I could do this for him and it's completely changed his life, how many more people could I help in that? How many more people could I teach how to help in that? And so that's really why I started this, was to empower people to make great decisions and build healthy habits.
That's fantastic, Mitch. I love the fact that you were able to, you started helping your dad and getting him, it sounds like, moving very quickly in the right direction. What are some of the qualifications you bring to the table? Do you have certifications? What is the requirements for continuing education? Are there any?
Yeah, absolutely. So I hold six. Five of them are from the National American Sports Medicine, NASM, as it's abbreviated. So I hold a certified nutrition coach, a certified wellness coach, performance enhancement specialist, corrective exercise specialist, and certified personal trainer. I've also been in the CrossFit world for the past 6 years, and so I hold a CrossFit L1 group trainer certification from them as well, along with 6+ years of experience working with people one-on-one, doing group coaching, doing one-on-one personal training. So yes.
So you're not just walking in off the street with 1 or 2 books under your belt?
I'm not, no. And I will say, for the people out there going to be like, you didn't go to school for that. And it's like, you're right. I didn't go get a health degree or anything like that. But yet, every bit of science, every bit of what we call evidence-based practice that leads us to draw conclusions based upon health and fitness, those are purported by people who hold a certification that's called a registered dietitian or a licensed dietitian nutritionist. And so those are the people that I study directly under, because they are the gold standard for health and fitness, whereas physicians learn how to diagnose and treat, not necessarily fix root causes.
Okay, all right. So you're after the root cause.
I'm after the root cause.
Along those same lines, Mitch, you've got some great certifications, but is there anything that keeps you current and ongoing? Are there hours of continuing education?
Yes, I would say I spend probably 5 to 10 hours a week on continuing education. What that looks like for me is pulling up novel research studies on health and fitness, looking through them, trying to analyze, hey, are there things that could have be done differently, but also, hey, how do we get this, is this generalizable, right? Like, does this even matter for the public? And what you'll find is a lot of research studies, they're great to think about and theorize, but not a lot of them are super applicable to a lot of people. And I also take master classes from registered dietitians and licensed nutrition dietists as well along with that.
Okay, all right. Current. Now, you're a reasonably new company. How long have you been in business as Optimal Body Nutrition?
Well, so Optimal Body actually started in 2017.
Okay.
I became part owner just this past summer.
Okay.
My partner, his name is Tim LeBlanc, and he was kind of big in the CrossFit space, worked for a company called Brute Strength. He started his own nutrition company called Optimal Body, had some clients, and then he kind of went into his 9-to-5, and we kind of, we met through the competitive CrossFit space, and he knew that I was doing some nutritional coaching, and he wanted to kind of get back into it himself, and so we just kind of put our brains together and was like, hey, let's just make this thing big, and let's start helping people again. So.
Where do you want to take it?
As far as the good Lord will let me. I right now I service one-on-one individual clients.
Yes.
The next goal is for me to go into corporate spaces and help teach people how to have healthier employees, a better work environment. I always say healthier employees are happier employees, and happier employees do better work, right?
Usually,
and so I think just through employee empowerment and education, I can help people create more productive teams.
Okay, so if a large company wanted to contact you, how would they get in touch with you?
Yeah, they can contact me through my phone or my email. You can also go onto the website and set up a consult call with me. Website is just optimalbodynutrition.com. Okay. And then my email is just mitch@optimalbodynutrition.com.
All spelled out?
All spelled out.
Sounds good. If there was one thing you wished that people would ask before they got started that would help set them on the right course, what would that be?
It all comes down to their why. Everybody has a laundry list of problems in life until they have a health problem, and then they have one problem. Yet we are continuously taking loans out against our health in the form of consistent, poor sleep, consistent poor dietary choices, and a consistently sedentary lifestyle.
Sure.
And most of these chronic diseases, 6 out of 10 people have a chronic disease, 4 out of 10 have 2 or more, and the things that are killing us, the cardiovascular disease, the cancer, the strokes, 90% of them are diet and lifestyle factors. Yeah. So I think just helping people realize that everybody is about 4 or 5 minimal, now not easy, but simple changes away from creating a healthier, better version of themselves.
Mitch, thank you so much for visiting with me this afternoon. I look forward to working with you in the future, and I know that you're going to get or have great success. There's no question. Let's thank Mitch one more time for visiting with us about health, nutrition, motivation, accountability, and the things that we all need to do. Check his website out, optimalbodynutrition.com. Thanks.